Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. In this video, we will try to test the HTTP request, so which will handle the error handling. To test the backend error handling in Angular application, you typically use the Angular's client testing. This provide client, HTTP client testing only will be using. This module provides utilities like HTTP testing controller, which allows you to simulate and test HTTP requests without actually making the network calls. Now in this video, we will try to see about testing how an application responds to backend errors by simulating a failed HTTP request. So let's try to understand one by one. So for this one, what I will try to do it is, I will create a new service so that you people can able to understand it very clearly. So config.service.ts file. Okay, so this is our config.service.ts file. So here what I will try to do it is, so here we will be having a simple class that is nothing but config service. Okay, and in this one I will write get config. So this one will return a failed HTTP request. Okay, so I will try to show you, and here return this dot HTTP. Okay, so for this one we need to have a constructor, and here you can have private HTTP client. That's it. Now here I can use something like this dot HTTP dot get request. I will try to make a get request, and we'll make a dummy API call, that is nothing but API/config. And now if you try to check it with the pipe symbol dot pipe, and we will be having catch error. So if anything errors comes, so normally we will use the catch error, and here you will be getting the error. And in this error, what you will try to do, here we will try to catch the error. So we can do the console.error. So you can map the console.error, you can do it. And here error fetching config, and you can write the error here. That's it. And next one is we need to return throw error, and here we need to write in such a way that new error of failed to fetch the configuration. Okay, so that's it. So now this is our error scenario. Now let's try to go to the unit testing. So let's try to implement the unit testing. So now we are making HTTP call here, and this HTTP call, when it fails means, so we are throwing an error, failed to fetch configuration. Let's try to see the scenario here. So here let's create a new file, that is nothing but config.service.spec.ts file. Okay, and in this one let's describe set up the unit testing is so let's try to set up the unit testing for this one config service. So we can have a config service, and in this config service let's try to implement it here before each. So we will be having the before each, and in this before each what I will try to do, so I will implement this before each. Let service. Okay, sorry, testbed dot configure testing module, and in this one you need to provide providers, and in this providers you will be using the, previously we used to use the HTTP client testing module. So this is the module which we will be using it, but this one is deprecated. So we need to use the provide HTTP client, and also the provide HTTP client testing, provide HTTP client testing. Okay, so these two are the things which you need to provide, and you can remove this one, so which is deprecated one. So fine, so now we have provided this thing, and here you can have let HTTP testing. So these all the things are common, you people know about this one, HTTP testing controller. Okay, and you need to have a config service which is of type config service. So we need to get the instance of this config service also. So let's try to get the config service. That's it. So now here what I can do, HTTP testing is equal to, let's close this one. Yeah, HTTP testing is equal to testbed dot inject. So we will be injecting the HTTP testing controller, and we need to get the config service instance also. So here we will be doing is equal to testbed dot inject, will inject the config service. That's it. So fine, we have described this one. So we can also use the after each, so that you can check whether no HTTP requests are made. So HTTP testing dot verify, that's it. So So it will try to check whether other than nothing, no HTTP requests are making. Now we need to test the failure scenario. So here it should handle the error correctly. That is nothing but backend error or anything, whatever it may be. So here we will be handling this one. So for this one, what we will try to do, here we will try to call the config service. Okay, config. Okay, we have given the spelling mistake. Config service, and this one should be like this. And here also it should be like this. Config service dot get config dot subscribe. So we are trying to make the request. So we'll handle that request error separately. And here what I will try to do here, constant request is equal to http testing dot expect one of /API/config. So this is the API call which it should be making. So this is the only call which should be making. Okay, and here you can expect request dot method. Okay, you can use the method dot to be get. So this one also we have made it. And another one what we need to do is, so we need to send the response. So request dot flush. So here I will be sending the response as status as 500. So I will say I am sending the status as 500, and status text, if you want to send it, you can send it internal server error. So this is the flush message I am sending. So whenever you are trying to send the message in the subscribe, we need to capture it. So here if you are trying to capture it, so here you will be having two scenarios. One is next scenario when you get the success. So when you are getting the success means you need to test should be in error state. So error we should get it, or otherwise if you are getting the error means then you will get the error here. Okay, and here you will be writing expect of request dot, so here you will request of error dot message you will be having the error dot message dot to be. So what is the message you will be getting? So here if you try to see in our config.error, so here we will be sending this message. So you need to check that whether this message you are getting it or not. And here I will be checking that message. That's it. So now we are able to get this one. So now if I try to check it here, what is error here? Okay, comma we need to keep it. Yeah, now hopefully this should be passed. So now here we got this one as passed. If you try to should handle R3 injector config. Okay. So here it should be injectable, and it should be provided in injectable. Why it is not importing injectable? It should be downloaded injectable. It should be Angular core. It should be downloaded from the Angular core. If it not get means, so we will import it here. My system is too much slow. So import from @angular/core. It should be imported, and that one is nothing but injectable. Okay, and here now you will be able to get the injectable, and here it should be provided in of root. Okay, so now hopefully this one should be passed. So it is still saving. I don't know. Okay, so this one is passed. Now here I will be able to see the test case also should be passed. So now the test case also passed. If you try to see the output for this one, okay, so if you try to see, we are getting errors. Okay, here we need to write failed. The second argument is the options actually. Hopefully this one is passed, and if you try to check it here, see we are able to get the console error also. We are able to get it, and HTTP response. That one is we are getting it from the console error, and we are able to match this fail to fetch configuration scenario also. In this way, we will be testing the HTTP request. So when you are getting the backend error. So now here, what we are trying to do, the HTTP testing controller, it provides some methods to control and mark the HTTP request in your test. So we use it to we are using for expect one, and also the flush methods we are using it. And what we are trying to do, so test the error, the catcher is in the service transforms the error, and the test verifies that the error handling logic is working as expected. Example, proper error message is thrown or not. And HTTP testing.verify, we are using this HTTP testing.verify here, ensures all requests are accounted for and no extra requests are pending. So why we test for backend errors? Reliability, first one is ensuring your application handles unexpected backend responses gracefully, and user experience. Provide meaningful error messages to users instead of crashing. Debugging, ensure proper logging and error tracking for backend failures. So that is the thing. So you can also apply this, extend this example to test different error codes like 404, 403, retry failed request example using the retry from RxJS and proper cleanup of resources. So this type of things also you can test it. So hope you understood about this testing of this error failed scenario of the HTTP request. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.